it do, YouTube? It's your boy again, Chris, here about some more Chris Wrestling Views. Today, the review is basically on WWE Raw that was on last night, on Monday. So basically, the show opened, today. The show opens up. Miz, has like a celebration party that Miz, is now the WWE champion, and that Morrison, was congratulating him and all that good stuff. Out comes Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley tells The Miz that he owes him a debt, and he is there to collect it. And said that Miz and Lashley, they had an agreement, or they had made a deal. And Miz said he doesn't. And Miz said he, doesn't. So Lashley tells Miz that he has 1 hour to make the right decision. Otherwise, he's going to send him to the ER, and that's going to be awesome. So, you guys, my opinion on that promo with Bobby Lashley and The Miz, Bobby Lashley has definitely proven himself that he wants to be the top man of the company. Like, let's say Bobby Lashley wins the title. He would possibly overtake Raw, and just like Reigns is overtaking SmackDown, doing hell of a job over there on SmackDown. And so, like I said, in my opinion, I really want to see Bobby Lashley as WWE champion. He has never been WWE champion. I mean, he's been like Intercontinental champion, United States champion, and so on and so forth. But I'm so glad that WWE is trying to push Bobby Lashley right now, and showing that side of Bobby Lashley, not the weak side, but that strong mentality that Bobby Lashley has, within himself. And so let's go on to the first match. The first match they had on Monday Night Raw last night was Matt Riddle. Well, they call him Riddle, but I'm still going to call him Matt, as I say in all my videos, versus John Morrison. It was a non-title match, you guys. So basically, John Morrison tries to hit the Starship Pain on Matt Riddle, but then again, Riddle catches Morrison for the Bro Derek, and ends up winning. So it was a pretty great match, you guys. Steady match, all that good stuff. So like I said, I do my ratings 1 out of 5 stars, you guys. Right here, I have to give this match a 3.3, simply because it was like back and forth. It was very paced, very paced up and all that good stuff, you guys. And but congratulations to Matt Riddle winning the match. But kind of wanted WWE to kind of push John Morrison a little bit more, because like I said, in my previous video, like on my Raw preview I did live, but I feel like John Morrison needs that that big title run or something like that. Either him holding the United States title or something, because you cannot. I mean, if John Morrison leaves the company, then what? That's the question to think about, because you're letting all this talent that you had like over a decade ago, basically go to waste. And I mean, it's numerous of superstars they didn't have, decades ago. They're making them look bad. Even Jeff Hardy, look how they're doing Jeff Hardy. They're making Jeff Hardy lose. He may win a couple of times, then he's mainly losing more than winning. As he ever had before, in his 20+ year career. So it's kind of crazy right now how WWE are doing things, you guys. So let's get on to the backstage part. There's a backstage part with R-Truth tries to pin Bad Bunny, simply because there was a ref back there, and then there was R-Truth, and then Damian Priest walks up. He was like, R-Truth, we can see you. And so after then, R-Truth was saying, he was wanting to get an autograph and blah, blah, blah from Bad Bunny, and ends up walking away. So there was another backstage thing, you guys, where Adam Pearce talks about what was the deal that that the Miz make. He was talking to Miz backstage, and Adam tells the Miz to hurry to make his decision because he has less than an hour. Well, it was about 20 minutes that he had at the time, to make his make his mind up to see what he was gonna do. So yeah. The second match they had on Raw, you guys, was the New Day versus T-Bar and Mace of Retribution. So it ends up being the New Day ends up winning, picking up the victory over Mace and T-Bar, might as well say. And Mustafa Ali was getting very, very upset. He was like, I'm getting tired of this and blah 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 blah. Then he was wondering why T-Bar and Mace keep losing. And then after that, Mustafa Ali just gets out the ring and walks off. He pushed Slapjack, he pushed Mace, and he pushed T-Bar. And so I wonder what's gonna happen next week on Raw with the group. I mean, they've been talking about how they were going to break up the group, but we rarely seen that happen. And so I'm wondering if WWE is finally going to break the ties between all Retribution members, because we know T-Bar's Dominic Dijakovic that used to be on NXT. We know Mace is DL Madden that was on commentary that time when him and Samoa Joe got into a fight. Slapjack, don't really know him. I mean, he's from some other wrestling company, not a big one though. But and then of course we got Reckoning. Reckoning, she is she is Mia Yim, Keith Lee's fiance. So definitely we know about that. If most of you guys didn't know, now you know. All right, so with the New Day and T-Bar and Mace of Retribution match, I have to give that match 1 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to give that match a 2.7. It was an okay match, not a great match or anything like that, but it is what it is. Congratulations to the New Day. All right, so there was in-ring promo comes down with Bobby Lashley. He told Miz that he has 1 hour, to make his decision. So the 1 hour was up. All right, Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP, and about Miz making his decision. Miz said he needs more time. Bobby looks very mad and said, Miz said he needs a week. He need a week to think about it. And then, after then. So out comes the guy we haven't seen in a long time. Possibly, we've seen him on SmackDown, we've seen him on SmackDown like a month ago or so. No other than the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, say he's tired of this crap. Why wasn't he put in the Elimination Chamber? Why wasn't he this? Why wasn't he that? And he said he's not a former WWE champion. He's a former WWE Universal champion. But, so after then, so Braun Strowman, was still talking. Out comes Shane O'Mac. Shane O'Mac comes out and says says it'll be Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley tonight. The winner will face if Braun Strowman wins, then the match will become a triple threat match for the WWE Championship, and all that good stuff. And like I said, if Strowman loses, then Strowman won't be in the match next week on Raw. So it'll just be Miz versus Bobby Lashley. So in this promo thing that happened in the ring last night, you guys, I have to say, with Shane O'Mac coming back, I thought he was like really gone from the company, after Raw Underground had shut down. But then again, we seen him like 2 weeks ago, and then we seen 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then we seen him last night on Monday Night Raw. But then again, like I said, Braun Strowman was the one that came up with the idea. I don't know what WWE is gonna do with Braun Strowman. It just seemed like, like he's tired, of being with the WWE, but he's also not as strong as he used to be, or used to. But I don't know, you guys. So let's go on to the third match, you guys. It was a tornado tag match. We haven't seen one of those matches in a long time, you guys. I'll say probably like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a decade ago. We haven't seen a tornado tag in a long time. There was the Lucha House Party versus the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, members of the WWE group named the Hurt Business. Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin won, simply by Shelton Benjamin hitting the pay dirt on, I think it wasn't Grand Metalik. Well, I think it was Grand Metalik. Can't really remember, you guys, but like I said, Raw Tag Team Champions end up picking up that victory over Lucha House Party. So Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin still reigning, as the champions, and who will step up to the plate to actually face them and possibly win. So we'll find out somewhere, down the line. So right there, I have to give that match a 3. Simply because, it was a pretty steady, good match. Not a great match, good match. So yeah, let's get down to the next match. You guys don't want to hold all your time up. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Well, it was Bad Bunny in the corner with Damian. Well, Damian Priest was fighting. Bad Bunny was in the corner versus Angel Garza. I have to give this match a 2 because it wasn't like a really, good match or anything. But Damian Priest ends up winning this match. All right, and then we seen Orton backstage talks about how he didn't win the chamber. He said he had, he talked about how he burned, the Fiend up and all that good stuff, and how how he feel like the Fiend is coming back. And then at the end, he ends up on spitting up black liquid out his mouth or something like that. But we're gonna see. Hopefully the Fiend is probably gonna come back WrestleMania time, but who knows, we'll see somewhere down the line. All right, and then there was Charlotte Flair and Asuka versus Nia Jax. So Charlotte accidentally boots Asuka in the face, and then Asuka gets leg drop. Ended up getting leg drops. So I have to give that match a 3.3. Simply because I feel like Charlotte Flair is still, focused on how her dad has taken the spotlight from her and all that good stuff. All right, let's get down to Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. I have to give that match a 4. Pretty steady match. We've seen this match. We've seen this match before. Jeff gets kneed by Sheamus. Sheamus then gets Jeff Hardy for the win. So let's go ahead and get down to the 7th match they had on Raw last night, which were Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Lana and Naomi. Naomi and Lana win by a tag team finisher called the Face Plant and end up picking the victory. Have to give that match a 3. Pretty good match, so on and so forth. All right, then there was Ricochet and AJ Styles. AJ Styles hits the Styles Clash on Ricochet for the win. Almost then grabs Ricochet by the head, picks him up and slams him down. It's like a Khali, the Great Khali type move. But so I have to give that match a solid. Have to give that match a solid 4. Pretty good, pretty good match to see those two high flyers compete in the ring together. Congratulations to them. All right, so then we had the main event, you guys. The main event was Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. If Braun Strowman wins, he's entered into, the title match next week against The Miz and Bobby Lashley. But the match ended up basically, you guys, Bobby Lashley, one hand like spine buster Braun Strowman, and Bobby Lashley that ends up spearing him and all that good stuff. And so after then, you guys, Bobby Lashley picks up the victory. So it'll be The Miz versus Bobby Lashley next week on Monday Night Raw. Who will win? Will there be a disqualification? What will happen? Let me know, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in and watching Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. I appreciate all you all subscribing. I've been seeing my subscribers go up overnight. Thank you all for the support. Also, make sure I want to shout out Rated R for Wrestling. I want you all to check out his channel as well. Everything's good about his channel. And thank you all, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Thank you all.